the best Christmas movie.
My favorite Christmas movie is A Christmas Story.
It's Wonderful Life.
Elf.
White Christmas.
Underrated Jingle All the Way.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Beyond Christmas.
Home Alone.
That's got to be on the Mount Rushmore of like modern Christmas classics.
I guess I always dreamed about being able to set booby traps in my house. Isn't that what everyone wants to do?
Love Actually is one of the greatest Christmas films of all time.
That was one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
And I will fist fight someone if they tell me otherwise.
I hated Love Actually then, and I hate it now.
And that movie has all the cheese.
I love Trading Places.
There are so many adaptations of A Christmas Carol.
When a ghost talks to you, you gotta listen.
My favorite Christmas movie of all time is Mr. Magoo's Christmas Carol.
Mr. Magoo, you've done it again.
Die Hard, not a Christmas movie.
I can't believe we're still having this conversation.
There's some jingling and jangling going on.
Rediscover the moment and that feeling that Christmas gives you, which is just that cuddly, kind of cozy moment. You know, you get to be a kid again.
Christmas is not for children. Christmas is for adults who want to feel like children again.
This feeling that we get that returns us to that joy, we get that again when we watch a Christmas movie.
I hate Christmas. I've always hated Christmas. If I could just bury myself in a hole from 1 week before Thanksgiving to 5 days after New Year's, I would be the happiest man alive.
Coming to town.
The best Star Trek Christmas movie ever.
Generations.
No.
Well,
no.
Ish.
What's the best Star Trek Christmas movie ever? It's Star Trek 4, because it has all that Christmas music in it. Okay. Yeah.
I don't think that's Christmas music.
It is. Well, you could argue that Star Trek 4 came out, it was the only Star Trek movie to come out
at Christmas time.
Other than Nemesis, but that was the lump of coal. Right. Star Trek 4 was the gift. So, anyway. And whales love Christmas. I told you we weren't going to talk about Star Trek. We're going to talk about Christmas movies. Such an important part of the season. I mean, this is, like even before there were all these dopey Hallmark movies, and, now Netflix has gotten the action with Hallmark movies done for 100 times the budget.
And there's so many of them.
There's so many of them. And people love them. But to me, I always think about the classic. The great thing is the blurbs on all of them are the same. A small town girl goes home for the holidays and finds she really misses her old life.
But she has to fight terrorists in a skyscraper.
Wait, no.
I would actually watch the shit out of that. I gotta be honest.
She finds true love with a terrorist?
With a terrorist,
Yeah.
With Hans Gruber.
I don't know about that.
At the end, she's sitting on a beach earning 20%.
It's interesting because the Christmas film didn't always start out as its own genre. One of our favorite Christmas movies wasn't even marketed as a Christmas movie. If you saw Miracle on 34th Street, the original Miracle on 34th Street, for which Edmund Gwenn won Best Supporting Actor, the only actor to win an Oscar for playing Santa. Yeah. You still have a shot. It's not too late. But it was marketed as a film. It came out during the summer. And if you see the trailer for Miracle on 34th Street, there is no mention of Christmas or of Santa Claus. And it's so interesting to watch that trailer and realize that the Christmas movie was not a thing. It wasn't until many years later that Christmas movies would actually be released at Christmas time, which seems fairly obvious, but wasn't always the case. So one of the things I want to talk to you guys about is best Christmas movies ever. Do you have a favorite Christmas movie? I know you love Miracle on 34th Street.
I love Miracle on 34th Street more than any. That final scene where we're in the house that the girl runs up into, and we see the cane in the corner. It breaks me up every time. It's just so good. And Edmund Gwenn is fantastic.
And the remake, not so much.
The remake, not so much.
Yeah.
There were a couple remakes. One with, I think, Marlo Thomas. and there was another one with the guy who used to be on Good Morning America.
David Hartman?
David Hartman. Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
That
Can't even picture
you stumped
that.
me on that.
Was he in the Natalie Wood role, or?
Yes, Ashley. He was playing a 6-year-old girl.
Okay. Well, you know what? It's acting, dude. It's...
Well, Hartman was an amazing actor. Just watch The Island at the Top of the World.
David Hartman?
Yes.
Oh, wait. Okay, so Darren, so taking Miracle on 34th Street
Right,
off
take
the
that
board,
off the plate.
I think there's a film that I know you've talked about fondly that really taps into your childhood in a big way.
Well, I mean, you know, I almost shoot my eye out for it. And of course, that's A Christmas Story, written by Gene Shepard, who I listened to on the radio on WOR in New York for years and years before I realized, oh, he's the guy who wrote A Christmas Story and is in it. He's the narrator, and he's also the guy in line at the store that says, hey, kid, the line's back that way. That's Gene Shepard.
You have to be a real Grinch not to love A Christmas Story. Let's take a look at a clip from the documentary. I want to remind you, which I guess it just repeated on CW last night. Nobody told me, so I couldn't say anything. But it is available on home video now on DVD and Blu-ray. And that version is the extended version. It's about 30, 40 minutes longer, and I think it's terrific. And also on VOD and on streaming. So, but let's take a look at the Christmas Story.
Another film that definitely benefited big time from home entertainment and cable was A Christmas Story. From 1983, I remember I was like 14 or 15 when I saw it.
No, I want an official red undercover knife and 200 jet wings by the rifle.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid. It is one of those just perfect movies. I like to say touched by the hand of God. How do you make a movie so perfect?
Ho, ho! Ho, ho, ho! Ho, ho, ho!
But it definitely was sort of an off-axis kind of Christmas movie.
Take the horn with power of glory.
It doesn't catch for some reason. But then, decades later, when you have cable networks running it 24 hours, all of a sudden, you start to realize you could tune in to A Christmas Story at any time in the broadcast and just pick right up right there. It's very episodic.
Immediately, my feet began to sweat as those two fluffy little bunnies with the blue button eyes stared sappily up at me.
Come down here so I can see you better.
I just hoped that Flick would never spot him, as the word of this humiliation could easily make life at Warren G. Harding School a veritable hell.
It has a plot and a through line, but it's really just a sequence of scenes that are all about Christmas. And it's cute, and the kid is a goofball, and the family is annoying, but it's like stuff that's happened to all of us. You know, there's like your dumb friend that like puts his tongue on a frozen pole, and you're like, that was my childhood.
I triple dog dare ya!
Schwartz created a slight breach of etiquette by skipping the triple dare and going right for the throat.
It really worked!
That was me and my sister Chris in the 60s, just like pff, waddle, 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 waddle. And it really brings back a visceral memory of the wool kind of giving you a rash from the cold. You know, wool mittens, they would get wet and scratch you and...
Well, put your arms down when you get to school.
No wonder we got frostbite back then.
It always makes me laugh, whether it's the dogs eating the turkey. whether it's the father swearing gibberishly, or whether it's something that's so wrong.
That's that! What is it? It's a leg!
The secret to that film is it's a writer who is looking back on his own life and how he understands his parents differently as an adult than he did as a child.
Ralphie, what would you like for Christmas?
Horrified, I heard myself blurt it out.
I want an official Red Ryder carbine action 200 range ball air rifle.
Ooh. No. Shoot your eye out.
Like so many people in this world, I think, and it's all about that gun. And I think when I was a kid, that was my story. I wanted to get that gun, that rifle.
And that scene at the end where he says, hey, what's that over there in the corner? Oh my God, that gets you every time. It gets you every time.
Oh, it was beautiful. I could hardly wait to try it out.
Probably why I love that movie so much is because of that one theme about the kid wanting something so bad. And I probably had that exact same experience with the rifle.
When a child gets what they want, they are truly happy. There's no backspin. There's no doubt. The purity and sense of wonder that we have, it goes away as life intrudes. The closer we get to it, the moments when we do, and they're only moments, I think those are our happiest moments.
Well, it's so interesting because A Christmas Story is an example of another movie that didn't do particularly well at the time it was released, but it's become a holiday perennial. It's probably the only film to play more on TBS than The Beastmaster.
Right. You think that nothing would play more on TBS than The Beastmaster, but
Which
there
is
you
another
go.
great Christmas movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Great Christmas movie. And it's a great pick. I mean, A Christmas Story is just such a wonderful, sweet movie about family and nostalgia, and it's just wonderful. What's another film that you love, one of your favorite Christmas movies, definitive Christmas movies?
Oh, man. And there are just so many. I just want to add one thing to the Christmas Story conversation, which is that it is so infected the life of my family that we collectively refer to our dogs as the Bumpuses. So there you go. I have to say, and look, this maybe is going to be controversial with some, but I actually don't give a shit. And if you've met me,
we know you don't really care.
You know that I just don't care. One of my favorite Christmas movies of all time is Die Hard. Yeah. Hell to the yeah. And I've been thinking about this one, boss. It's like I know that we're in accord on this one, but there's this argument that goes, well, if you just take the Christmas out, it doesn't change the plot. Well, maybe-ish, except it does change the theme. And I've been thinking about this, man. It's like there are so many movies that we talk about as Christmas movies where, yeah, I guess you could sub the holiday and, the movie would be the same. But what you end up changing is the theme. And what makes a Christmas movie is that combination of, the setting, what's happening in it, like what we see, the iconography, and then what it means. And what I love about Die Hard is what it means. And what it means is that, just like Ebenezer Scrooge, we are all redeemable. John McClane can be loved by his family. He just has to get his head out of his and see what he is about to lose.
All except for Joseph Yoshinobu Takagi.
Yeah, no, he doesn't get redeemed at all. He does not have a good Christmas. No, he has
That's what he gets for having a Christmas party on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, that's right.
You get killed by a German terrorist.
That's right, you prick. What do you think?
It's so
Whoever
interesting.
said they were terrorists?
I also want to tell you,
thief.
we have posters from the documentary, really nice posters, which I, of course, did not bring up to the panel. So tomorrow, if you're here tomorrow, come to our booth. They're free. Take as many as you want. We're happy to give them to you.
We're in Star Trek Alley
and
right
if we're
next
not
to
there,
Gates
feel free to take them off the table. Nobody's going to stop you. And then or take German bearer bonds, whatever you want. So let's take a look, because a lot of people, it's a very controversial subject, a lot of different disparate opinions. Let's see where this all shakes out. If we can look at our Die Hard clip from Best Christmas.
Die Hard is a movie that takes place at Christmas, not a Christmas movie.
Hey, Merry Christmas.
Jesus. I can't believe we're still having this conversation.
I don't understand why it's a like strongly heated debate, I guess. I mean, okay, it's a Christmas movie, or no, it's not.
I know that how I'm going to receive hate mail, but Die Hard, not a Christmas movie. Because it would be the exact same movie if it was set around Easter or Father's Day.
I wouldn't call Die Hard a Christmas movie. So it takes place around Christmas.
This is very kind of you. I assume you are our mysterious party crasher. You are most troublesome for a security guard.
Sorry, Hans, wrong guess.
Hi, Mr. Die Hard. Gary Anthony Williams here. People will say your movie's not a Christmas movie. It is. It is. You put a little Christmas theme in there. There's some jingling and jangling going on in there. But does it conjure up for me the true meaning of Christmas? It doesn't.
There's no even need to have a conversation about it anymore. But Bruce Willis has come out and even said it's not a Christmas movie. And I will say this to my dying day.
Die Hard is not only technically the best Christmas movie, Die Hard may be the best movie ever made.
Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. Okay, it's not. Shall we move on?
I don't know why this is even a discussion. Absolutely, Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
The movie is not the same if you remove the Christmas elements from it. In a lot of ways, it's I'll be home for Christmas. It is literally about a man who's been separated from his family, and what he wants in that film is not to fight terrorists. What he wants in that film is to get back together with his family.
Why don't we make it easy? I have a spare bedroom. I mean, it's not huge or anything, but kids would love to have you at the house.
They would have.
Why do people not think Die Hard is a Christmas movie? What movie did those people watch? It makes no sense.
If there are Christmas lights in your movie and you mention Christmas and there's snow, I think that makes it a Christmas movie.
You have set at Christmas, it's at a Christmas party.
The wife's name is Holly. Christmas music is played throughout. There is gift wrap involved in the violent denouement. It's a Christmas movie.
And you have the ultimate ugly Christmas sweater in the form of a dead terrorist who's wearing a sweater that says, "Now I have a machine gun."
Now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho. And when the terrorists finally opened the vault to the millions of dollars in bearer bonds within, the movie treats it as if they're finally opening the world's biggest Christmas present.
Merry Christmas.
You cannot get more Christmassy and Die Hard than the final moments where John McTiernan very cleverly said, the building blows up, it's an office building, what happened to all the paperwork? Let's have a snowfall of paperwork. And that final scene is shot totally like a Christmas movie, and also like a Christmas movie. When he realizes this guy over here is Al Pal, he deliberately shot, lit, backlit Al Pal to give him the halo like he's a Christmas angel. It's almost like he's a supernatural being, Al Pal, and the snow is falling, and he's backlit, and he's smiling. He's your Christmas angel, guardian angel. It's like sort of right out of It's a Wonderful Life.
I don't know what you people want for it to be a Christmas movie. That John McClane is secretly Santa Claus at the end? No, sorry, he isn't. Still a Christmas movie.
Here's the question, because I think the debate is settled.
It would
This is
totally
settled
work
law.
as an Easter movie. Now I have a machine gun. Hop, hop, hop.
Boo. Is Die Hard 2 a Christmas movie?
You know what the funny thing is? I would say no. And here's what's missing. And this has not occurred to me until just now. that there is, and this is kind of going back to the theme, right? Because I said a thing in there about John McClane and what he wants, but I forgot to mention what Hans Gruber wants. Hans Gruber just represents greed at Christmas. He's the kid who just wants all the toys, and that's what he wants. He's the kid who complains because he has socks in his, I mean, we all complain about getting socks.
He's the kid who blows people's brains out.
That's right. You know, he's the kid who just wants the value of the thing. And it's actually a really interesting subversion and critique of the sort of the acquisitive nature of Christmas, right? That it's like that it's kind of saying that's bad. What you really want is the people you love around you. And I don't know that Die Hard 2 quite fills that bill. Plus, Die Hard 2 doesn't use, again, it comes back to the iconography, right? Die Hard 2 doesn't really have any of that. It just kind of takes place at Christmas.
But I will say Die Hard 2 is the best Section 31 movie I've ever seen.
Absolutely it is. Yeah.
It's a little Bill Sadler reference for those of you who...
Bill Sadler can do no wrong.
Yeah. So many different genres that the Christmas movie inhabits. There's action... There's horror. We talked a lot in the documentary about Black Christmas and about Violent Night and, you know, obviously Silent Night, Deadly Night, you know, but, and then, of course, romance as well is a huge part of it. Do you have a favorite romantic holiday movie? Not Hallmark?
It's a Wonderful Life is a romantic movie.
Sure, absolutely. Jimmy
That is
Stewart,
my
Donna
favorite.
Reed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful love story.
It's also my favorite Twilight Zone episode. It's brilliant in terms of, you know.
But people don't realize that when they're throwing rocks at the old house, she wishes for Jimmy Stewart's life to be ruined. And that's what happens. And then they, you know, wrap it up later, but, you know, that's her wish.
Hop, hop, hop.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
It's funny because I feel like there's a ball that's been popped into the air and I need to spike it, but I'm going to spike it anyway because I actually do love this movie, Love Actually.
Yeah, you know, again, another very
Yes, you do.
controversial because there are some people that just loathe that movie, but for those of us, I think, who saw it in the theater when it opened, I mean, it's funny too, but it's an anthology movie, and like most anthology movies, you know, parts of it are great and parts of it are not so great, but the parts of it are great that kind of, you know, sort of like when you talk about Twilight Zone, the movie, it's like, oh my God, the John Landis and Spielberg stuff is awful, but the George Miller and the and the Joe Dante stuff's pretty good. So, you know, it's like that for a lot of anthology movies. It's very hit or miss, but there's some amazing stuff, but it has become a controversial movie. Let's take a look at Love Actually.
Category of if you love it, I understand why, and if you hate it, I understand why.
I think Love Actually is a great Christmas movie. I mean, we watch it every Christmas, and the cast is fantastic in it.
Love Actually is one of the greatest Christmas films of all time, and I will fist fight someone if they tell me otherwise.
And that movie has all the cheese, and I love it.
Aren't you but young to be in love?
No.
Oh, okay.
We didn't do a whole bunch of multiple storyline films at that time.
I love all those actors. I think it's very romantic. It's very funny. Bill Nighy, come on.
And without knowing it, I've gone and spent most of my adult life with a chubby employee. And much as it grieves me to say it, it might be that the people I love is, in fact, you.
Well, this is a surprise.
Bill Nye is so hilarious in it.
And it's sweet, it's bittersweet, it is relatable. It's one of my favorite scenes in a Christmas movie of all time when you've got this small child running through an airport. The girl is getting on her plane and she's American and I'm like, get it, girl. And then she comes out and then they have this sweet little look. And then she kisses him on the cheek and it's everything to him.
I love the girl that Colin Firth fell in love with who didn't.
It's my favorite time of day. Driving you.
É a parte mais triste do meu dia, é deixá-lo.
I think Hugh Grant's great in it.
You have this kind of problem? Yeah, of course you did, you saucy minx.
Lauren Linney is great in that movie.
Would you excuse me for 1 second?
Sure.
Just, 1 second.
Emma Thompson and Alan Rickman, I would have watched them two read the phone book. There's a moment in that scene where she opens her Christmas present and realizes it's not the gift that he'd bought. It's some of the best acting I've ever seen.
Well, there we are again. Mark, are you with us?
Oh, I was wrapped up in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, like I said, it's a film that some people love, some people don't, but it's become another Christmas perennial. So I got to ask, we're lucky the associate producer of the film, Peter Holmstrom, is here. Peter, I got to ask you a question.
Uh-oh.
Is Generations a Christmas movie or not? Absolutely. Generations is a Christmas movie.
Oh my God, get out.
No, but
love you. Get out.
Picard's dream is to be in the Nexus on Christmas with his family.
Yeah, no, that's Patrick Stewart's dream.
Yeah, that was never Picard's
It's
dream.
never Picard.
That,
Yeah.
They were doing
No,
Tapestry
they were.
again, not as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But of course, and it's funny you mentioned Christmas Carol because of course Patrick did a very famous one-man show of Christmas Carol that he was amazing in. But there's so many great interpretations of A Christmas Carol. Do you have a favorite version, Darren? I think you do.
I totally have a favorite version. It's the 1970 Scrooge with Albert Finney.
The musical.
The musical, yes. I love it. I love all the music in it. Albert Finney's performance is amazing as old and young. It looks beautiful. It has, part of the art department from Star Wars working on it. So how bad could it be? It's great.
What about you, Ashley? You have a favorite version of A Christmas Carol? Charles Dickens' classic tale?
I've got to say, being the ironic bastard that I am, I love Scrooged, man.
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
It's how
Bill
can you
Murray,
go wrong with
so
Bill Murray
great.
and Alfred Woodard as
Directed by the great Dick Donner.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's right. I didn't even think about that part. Superman.
It's interesting too because a film like that is a movie which got savage reviews when it came out.
Yeah.
And it didn't do particularly well. It was very expensive for a Christmas movie. Mm-hmm. And now we look back at it many years later and it's like, oh my God, how great was Scrooged? And it was ahead of its time in terms of critiquing the TV business too.
Right. And it's, I think the thing that's special about it is that it is not trying to be any of the other interpretations of that story. And it's also not trying to out-clever those interpretations. It manages to tell a legitimate story about that particular version of that character. And I contrast it, there have been some recent attempts to do something like that on, Apple TV, I'm looking at you, but that aren't as successful because they're too mired in what's happening in other versions. And I think that this has its own identity, and I love it for that.
I wanted to do a Hanukkah Carol with Larry David, but that's never going to happen. So I'm thinking maybe I could do it with Brent. He'd be great.
Brent would be great.
He could play all the parts.
He could play all the parts. That's true. That's true. He's done
How
it
many
before.
songs do we have in this audience? Yeah.
So many great Christmas movies. I want to turn it over to you guys. Wow, Muppet Christmas
Muppet.
Carol. Yes. What a great version of A Christmas Carol.
With the great Michael Caine.
Michael
Michael
Caine. You
Caine.
worked with Michael Caine.
I did on a TV project called World War II. Then there were giants, Giants March. I don't
World
remember.
War
It was
II,
about
The
giants.
Wrath of Khan.
Valley of the Giants.
It was the early 90s. It was NBC's first high-definition production. And Michael Caine was in it playing Stalin. And it was a crazy production.
How great is he in Muppet Christmas Carol? And I think the reason that movie works so well is because he's playing it like
He's playing it like any other
completely
production
straight.
of-
That he's
yeah.
not doing it with Muppets like he's doing it on stage
Yeah.
at the Royal Vic or something. And one of the great performances is Scrooge. He's right up there with Alistair and all these great versions
And
of
Albert
Scrooge.
Finney.
And Albert Finney.
And Bill Murray.
And Bill Murray.
And Bill Murray. and Patrick Stewart in Tapestry.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And Generations.
Yeah, it's a great movie and a great Christmas movie. So that's a great pick. What else do we got? What other Christmas? Elf, of course.
Elf.
Love Elf.
You know, I call Elf like a modern classic, but it's like 25
It's 20
years
years old.
old.
Yeah.
It's not really a modern classic.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
It's just a classic.
It's just a classic. And,
buddy, hope you find your dad.
you know, Will Ferrell is so fantastic in that movie, as is James Caan.
James Caan is amazing.
You know, and Mary
That scene where he
Steenburgen.
gets shot up in the toll booth.
That's right.
That's
so
crazy.
terrible at the North Pole. He's
Yeah.
trying to bring him back to the North Pole, stops at the toll booth and gets killed.
Yeah, it's awful.
No.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny you're making a joke about The Godfather. The Godfather is a Christmas
It
movie.
is.
Absolutely.
It's
It
100%
takes
a
place
Christmas movie.
on Christmas. I mean, there's that great scene where Al Pacino and Diane Keaton are coming out of a Radio City Music Hall and find out that Don is, but it's the bells of St. Mary's. It's right around Christmas, and that's what's playing at the Radio City Music Hall. So,
Because, you know, The Godfather was born on December 7th.
A
That's
day
his
that would live
birthday.
in infamy.
yeah, a day that'll live in infamy. And Star Trek: The Motion
And Star
Picture,
Trek:
And
The
Star Trek:
Motion
Motion
which
Picture.
is not a Christmas movie.
Not a Christmas movie.
No, but it could be if it wanted to be. There are a lot of lights in it.
You see, as we're doing a Christmas panel, we keep coming back to Star Trek.
We are the Trekspert.
It's like there's certain eddies and currents that we can't resist.
Eddies
I
and
want to
cruisers.
just talk about Elf a little bit more
Yeah.
because it deserves. It's so interesting because there's that whole scene they shot in Central Park, which had no snow, and you're not allowed to change Central Park for filming, so they couldn't bring any snow in. And through the magic of visual effects, they managed to make New York a winter wonderland. And it's really extraordinary. But they were scouting right after 9/11. This is a story that didn't make it into the documentary. It's a really interesting story. They were going to all these New York landmarks scouting for Elf. And at one point, the police swamped down on them. Basically it was Jon Favreau and the producers and the location manager because they thought they were terrorists.
Right.
Because they were scouting all these landmarks and everything.
Because Favreau looks like a terrorist.
He absolutely does.
Exactly. So they ended up, and you know, to his credit, Jon Favreau, when they hired him, or when this was back when he had a really audition as a director to convince them to hire him, and he said, you know, he wanted to have heart and all this stuff, and he said, I want this movie to be a Christmas classic. And they said, oh, okay, Favreau, fine. Let's shoot low, right? Let's make it. We hope it's a funny movie that people enjoy. And this whole, you know, he says, no, it's gonna be like the Rankin Bass film. People are gonna be watching this, you know, for decades. And they're like, sure, John. And here we are, all these years later.
Bye, buddy.
And Elf is a Christmas classic. I mean, how great everyone is in that movie, and even the way that it has fun with the tropes. You know, they took the Macy's Gimbals rivalry of Miracle on 34th Street and changed that, and he's working at Gimbals, I believe.
Yeah.
And then it has all the Rankin Bass stuff at the North Pole. It's shot like a Rankin Bass movie with the stuff with Bob Newhart. It's just so inspired
So
and
great.
so wonderful. And Ed Asner as Santa is almost as good as DAREN. It's just a wonderful thing.
And Ralphie from Christmas Story is in it.
That's true.
Yeah.
And he's also in Iron Man.
Yeah, but you
directed
know
by
why?
Jon Favreau.
Because
They were producing
Peter
partners.
Billingsley was a good friend of Vince Vaughn
Mm-hmm.
and Jon Favreau. So
He
they
was
would
money.
Throw him work, and then they start producing stuff together. And then he directed the movie with them, and then they never worked together.
He was Ralphie, and they didn't even know it.
Yeah.
Peter's a lovely guy.
He is.
So I almost got me fired when I used to do Sci-Fi Universe. He was shooting a short film, and I let him
And he
use
shot
our
his eye out?
offices. Yeah, he shot his eye out. I let him use the offices without asking for permission.
Uh-oh.
And they said, "Why is there filming going on here all weekend?" It's like, "Oh, he gave us permission." It's like, and they were like, "Oh, well, you know, that was not a good thing." So
crap.
Anyway, but it is a favor for Peter, and I'm glad I did it because I really don't care.
Because he's Ralphie. And screw you.
So yes, Elf is a fantastic, and they've been trying to do a sequel for years, and I have to say that's one of those movies where you don't want them to do a sequel because the first movie is so perfect, and then it becomes another 48 hours.
Well, it's a little like all the attempts to do a sequel to A Christmas Story. It's just, it has never worked.
Yeah,
Although the last one is pretty good.
That's true.
The one they did for Netflix.
Yeah.
Because he really took it very seriously, and and Peter Billingsley is in it. And the funny thing about that is they shot in Bulgaria.
Right.
It's like it's the heartland of America, and I know because I was on the back lot where they shot all this. They built this whole thing, and it's just so funny that
Indiana
was
town
shot in
Bulgaria.
Yeah. Other great Christmas movies that you love that we haven't talked about. White Christmas. We'll say White Christmas. How great is that? Inspired. The song first shows up in Holiday Inn, which people don't watch as much for a couple of reasons. But White Christmas, it's not as good, and the blackface scene hasn't aged well. But man, is White Christmas entertaining? Bing Crosby, just incredible, and it's one of these classic movies, trying to save the inn, and it's beautifully shot. It has great songs, and that's a movie I hadn't seen.
And George Clooney's aunt.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And it's funny, and it's romantic, and it's just wonderful. And that was a perennial that was on TV all the time when I was young, and I had no interest in it. Yeah. And I didn't watch it until I was much older, and I'm just like, wow, I was missing out, because this movie's great. You mentioned Jingle All the Way. That's another movie that came out, which was the subject of so much derision and mockery. Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad. People started laughing before you even told them what it was, because it's like Sinbad, and searching for the last toy for his kid, which a lot of people I think now can relate to. But in retrospect, it's a really funny movie. Yeah. Jingle All the Way, and another movie that over time people have discovered and kind of fallen in love with, and I think also we can relate to like searching for that perfect toy on Christmas, and
Merry Christmas, I'm Turbo Man.
and it's so interesting because
there's a statue of him
they
right
shot
now.
some of that on location, and then they went back to L.A. to do the Christmas parade, and it's like 95 degrees, and everyone is wearing winter parkers, and it's supposed to be the middle of winter, and it was so hard, and people were falling over. They were so hot from wearing like all this winter gear in the middle of Los Angeles on the Universal backlot.
And Arnold was encased in rubber.
Yeah, that was the one thing that they thought the toy line was going to be a huge hit too, and it wasn't. The Turbo Man.
If the movie had done better, it would have been.
Maybe.
Yeah. Or if Turbo Man had done something.
But you can get it on eBay now for like next to nothing. So if you're dying for a Turbo Man.
My friend Tim designed Turbo Man and did the suit for Arnold. And I've always encouraged him that I liked it. So I like it.
Okay, well, good. Okay. and yeah, it's definitely a movie that has been rediscovered and has some really funny stuff in it. And if only for the late Phil Hartman, who, is put the cookie down. It's just, it's charming. It's charming. What else? What other Christmas movies? Bad Santa.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Santa was a hard-working man.
Christmas isn't all sweetness and light, but ultimately it's a very life-affirming movie, and Billy Bob Thornton is just fantastic.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing to me that Terry Zwigoff hasn't done more, because, that movie's just, the first one is terrific. And, everything that he did was so interesting. But I think it's just like, he didn't fit in a box, Terry Zwigoff. And so he hasn't had that kind of career that, he should have had, given, he was responsible for some really great movies. So yeah, Bad Santa is a great example, and of course featured prominently in the documentary about Santas we love, or just kind of like a little. Other movies, other Christmas movies. What'd you say?
Gremlins.
Oh,
Gremlins,
yeah. Gremlins,
Love
of course.
Gremlins. Yep.
So let's talk about the movies, are they or not? Gremlins clearly is. The Gremlins are caroling, Christmas caroling.
Yeah.
And, it has the tragic story of Phoebe Cates' dad, who died in the chimney, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
And
oh, my God.
How can a movie like that not be a Christmas movie? Of course it's a Christmas movie.
And his dad literally invents time travel, which is crazy, or teleportation. It happens right behind him if you're watching the movie carefully, which is pretty cool. That has nothing to do with Christmas, but I love that about it. No, Gremlins is awesome.
And Mowgli, like you said, Mowgli is a Christmas present.
Yeah.
Mogwai.
Mowgli
is
right.
is
Mowgli
the
is
Jungle
from
Book.
yeah, Jungle
Yeah,
Book.
okay, Mowgli, Mowgli.
But Gizmo, the Mogwai, is a Christmas present,
Yes.
and he's not taken care of properly. So bad things happen.
By the way, this is totally unrelated to Christmas. What do you think about Chris Columbus doing Gremlins 3?
I'm kind of excited.
Yeah, me too.
You know, how bad could it be?
Darren,
Right.
Mr. Happy.
I'll tell you, is it a Christmas movie or not? Even though I love this movie and it takes place at Christmas, I don't think it's a Christmas movie. Lethal Weapon.
It is a Christmas movie. It takes place at Christmas.
Well, from that perspective, yes, and certainly there are some And
it's a Shane Black movie.
Every
Shane
single
Black movie is a
takes-
Christmas movie.
Long Kiss Goodnight. Actually, is arguably a Christmas movie.
We didn't, it's funny, we didn't include Lethal Weapon in the documentary because I didn't think anybody said anything that interesting about it.
Mm-hmm.
So when we do our whole run of it, is it or not a Christmas movie, we didn't include it. But, Lethal Weapon is definitely a film. It's funny because Die Hard is clearly a Christmas movie, whereas Lethal Weapon, the jury's still out more.
Right. It's almost, to me, Lethal Weapon is the case for Die Hard, if you compare the two. Because you can you can establish a baseline at Lethal Weapon and then compare that to how integrated it is in Die Hard.
But Gremlins is another movie that falls into that where people say, "Oh, I don't know if it's a Christmas movie." It's a Christmas
course
movie.
it is.
And and then another movie that like that is Trading Places, which clearly is a Christmas movie, but people are like, "Oh, yeah, I didn't really think about that."
And even the gorilla got a present at the end.
Even the gorilla. The gorilla. But of course, it's rags
Mess
to
with the
riches.
bull, you get the horn.
It's all this stuff. My favorite is a Christmas movie is James Bond and Her Majesty's Secret Service. Which is of course takes place at Christmas, and the girls who are going to destroy the world for Blofeld have these little gift presents that they're giving that are going to destroy the world.
Gift presents.
Gift presents. Anyway, it has that horrible song. This is how Christmas trees are grown.
Yeah.
So
it has the horrible dubbing.
It has the horrible George Baker doing George Lazenby.
Yeah.
But
he doesn't do.
But
George
that's my
Lazenby.
favorite non-Christmas Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Is on Her Majesty's Secret Service. We only got a few minutes left. What else? What other Christmas movies have we not talked about that you are on your list every year that you love to watch? Okay, Christmas Vacation, 100%. That's another movie. I think when it came out, everyone was saying this is no vacation. I knew Vacation, and this is no vacation, and now is absolutely beloved. And I think part of that is because people can really relate to it.
And it does have the word Christmas in the title.
And it has Christmas in the title, and it is definitely a Christmas movie. And Chevy Chase is wonderful, as is Beverly D'Angelo. And, but I too am one of those people who prefers Vacation over Christmas
Absolutely.
Vacation.
100%.
But it has some great moments and some stuff that's very relatable.
What were the ones that were mentioned?
Yeah, there was another one.
He said Batman Returns, which I
Batman
agree
Returns.
with.
You want to speak to that? Of course, Batman Returns.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are like anti-Tim Burton on that
This
score,
is
but
for Chip on Christmas.
Yeah, but no, I love that movie, and I think it is a movie about being alone and resolving that loneliness, and I think that it works amazingly from that perspective.
You've described every Tim Burton movie.
Well, yeah, sure, but that is simply like that is not an argument against it being a Christmas movie, and I think that again, much like Die Hard, I think that the iconography of it like plays into what that movie is, and that really works for me, man. There you go.
You also, I think, said in the documentary that Michelle Pfeiffer may be the greatest Christmas present of all time, and you're not wrong.
Well, she's certainly rapped well.
What other Batman Returns is another great example. I know Daniel Waters, who wrote it, would definitely agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. I don't love Batman Returns, but I definitely think it's a Christmas movie. The Santa Claus, Tim Allen,
Yep.
star of Galaxy Quest, and of course there are 900 sequels. None of them which come close to the original.
And then there's Santa Clauses, where like they have to fight all of the different Santa Clauses on LV 420.
It's such a great premise that he's a guy who kills Santa inadvertently and then has to become Santa Claus, and nobody believes him. They all think he's crazy. In that sense, it shares a little bit of Miracle on 34th Street, where
Yeah, a little bit.
they don't
put him on trial, though.
They don't put him on trial. No, I mean it's different, but I'm saying it has that kind of classic story. And I think Tim Allen is really good in it. And,
Absolutely.
And it's charming, and the less said about the sequels, the better.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, Santa Claus is definitely another Christmas classic.
We got to wrap it up.
We better wrap it up.
We better
You're
wrap
right.
it up.
Well, those are just some
Just
of
like
the Christmas
Christmas.
movies that we love and that you love, and you'll probably find a lot more in the documentary Best Christmas Ever. So if you haven't seen it, like I said, it's on the CW app, or you can get the extended version on home video or on iTunes or
Not to be
anywhere.
confused with the Best Christmas Pageant Ever, which is a completely different thing.
Yes, in fact, if you search for it on Apple TV, the first thing that comes up is Best Christmas Pageant Ever, and it really annoys me because I'd rather Best Christmas Movies Ever.
Right, because M comes before P.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's alphabetical order, so the algorithm is serving the wrong thing to you.
That's right. It's
But
bad at
there are
alphabetization.
plenty of our posters, which we encourage you to come by the booth tomorrow and pick up. So you can get Best Christmas Ever Movie Ever posters. They're fun. They're suitable for framing. We're happy to sign them. And we don't charge, so you can get free signs if we happen to be at the booth.
Well, if a lot of people show up, we'll start to charge.
And then, of course, on Sunday, we're celebrating the 46th anniversary of Star Trek: The Motion Picture at the Social Lounge for our panel on Sunday. And you don't want to miss that. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And very social.
And very social. And if you're a Star Trek: The Motion Picture fan or not, the new episode of Inglorious Treksperts features Star Trek: The Motion Picture, not a Christmas movie, as well as you can watch the episode on YouTube as well.
It's more of an Easter movie.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's the resurrection.
Yeah,
After
Star Trek 3?
After Kolinar. But thank you so much for coming. We really always enjoy this time of the year getting to talk about Christmas movies. Appreciate you being here. Columbus has always been a great convention for us, and we hope you have a great time all weekend and hope to see you at the booth or at one of our panels later this weekend. Thanks so much.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.